A very good evening to you. I thought I'd start straight down on the mat with these beauties. In all fairness, I just got in. I got stuck in traffic, and it took me an hour and a half to get home tonight. Usually it's like 30 minutes. So everything was a bit rush. But I'm here now, and we can sit down, or I sat down, and we can make some beautiful pendants. I love these. I love the ombre effect on the crystals. Some of them you get, some of them are more visible and some of them are sort of more toned, but the SuperDuos and the pearls and the seed beads kind of been picked to pick out those colors within the crystals and mirror them on the outside. Like this one has got a bit of aqua. Let me just move this in the middle. This one has got a little bit of aqua at the top and then more sort of blue, denim blue at the bottom. So I got aqua SuperDuos and pearls are more sort of denim duo, there's colorway in them. I really love them. Very quick way to make this up, and but we're just sort of gonna get started with it because I want to make a pendant from finish to start in this live. Good evening, Rachel. Jan Carol's here. Robin, good evening. So I have got so many different colorways. I'm very quickly gonna pop you over to the website and then we can come back and make. There we go. So by now you know the drill. Totothebeads.co.uk is where you need to go. You're gonna click on jewelry making video tutorials. You're gonna scroll down hundreds of tutorials over the last 4 years we had, and we had so many different techniques. So Eliana crystal pendant, I love these, all these different colors with them. It's quite a statement piece, so you just need like either a small beaded chain or just a chain with it, and they look really nice. There is many different colors. There is $6.99 each, so do have a look. At them. Now the crystal is a specific size for the pattern. The kits do come with a PDF as well, so it tells you step by step how to make them. Good evening, Mina, Lisa. Lisa's saying they look pretty. I really do love them. They're just something about the two tones. I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna show you this one. Something about the two tones, like the purple with a little bit of green in them. I just really do love it. Right, I'm gonna push these to the side. Please do check out the colors on the website so we can start making. Now, what color would you like me to demo with? I pretty much got all the colors here for you to, actually let's quickly run through the colors so you know which one is which one called. So this one is Azure, the aqua and denim blue. Then we have Copper Peach, which is this one. It's more like a goldy colorway. The pearls are dark gold here, and the larger one, the smaller ones are peach. And the SuperDuos are the copper color. Seed beads are sort of a salmon color and just all goes really nicely together. Next one is the gold and olive, which I haven't got the sample here. And next one is the grape wine, which is this purple and green. I love this one. I really do love this colorway. Next one is the milky aqua. Next one is the opal dark violet. That's this one. It seems I'm missing a couple of samples. Maybe I should demo with that one. What we are missing here, maybe the milky aqua or the golden olive. Let's just go through the other ones. So opal dark violet, again, a beautiful colorway. I just love the crystals, the two tones in them. This is really my colorway. I love that one. Next one is the orchid, which is this one. You got greens and this beautiful magenta coming through with a hint of pink with the seed beads. Next one is the pink aqua. Now this one, because the crystal has got a little bit of blue in there and pink and sort of clear in the middle, not quite clear. I think the pink goes into sort of a salmony pink and then goes into the blue. I added sort of just to a touch with the SuperDuo. There's just a touch of blue in there, so it kind of highlights the color in there. Next one is the pink Montana. Oh, I love this one as well. So we got sort of for black going to pink to going to blue. It's this one for me looks like a landscape picture, having sort of the sky at the top and maybe the sun is setting over the sea, and just can see a little bit of redness there. I really love this colorway. Next one is the Provence Blue. This is blue with a hint of just a tiny bit of pink in there. Next one is the Ruby Red with a bit of green in there. Well, September is around the corner, so Christmas is coming up soon. Will be the perfect one for Christmas. Next one is the Satin Teal, which is this one, beautiful colorway. And the last one on there is the Charcoal, which is this one. I love this one as well. I love monochromes. And this one again, because you got that haze above the kind of sort of black color when it goes into grey. It's a beautiful colorway to have. Good evening, Elaine, Rachel, purple or aqua? She's saying, right, so what can I get my hands on here? Quickly, what we can work with. If I do this purple, because this is, I think this would show up really nicely. It's sort of a darker colorway, but will show up really nicely on the screen. So, just grab all my beads out. And then get the crystal out. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. I really love how it sparkles. Right, I'm gonna need thread. I could equally use purple or green thread for this one because I have got both of these colors in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use purple because the seed beads are more purple. They both would kind of disappear in there. So grab a needle. I'm gonna thread it quickly. And then we are ready to go. The hardest part is always threading the needle. It's just so, I don't know what's happening. Either the eyes of the needles are getting smaller or my eyes are getting worse, but like I'm just getting worse and worse trying to thread a needle. I think it's my age. There we go. So with this one, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start on the outside of it, and then we kind of sort of going to add the pearls in. We're gonna start with the seed beads and the SuperDuos, and then we're gonna add the pearls in to kind of have that support around it. And after that we're gonna go ahead and sort of do the back and do the front to a bit of support. A quite quick wave to make this pendant. I really do love how it comes along. So we're gonna start by, so if I turn this around, we're gonna start by picking up the seed beads on the back and the SuperDuos. So I'm gonna start picking up one SuperDuo. Now SuperDuo beads are 2-hole beads. So when I pick them up, I always, let me just turn this up. I always go through the hole and I turn it up to my experience. Can you see, like we can see through the second hole, so I know it's clear and I won't have any problems to go through it again. So I'm gonna pick up one of those. I'm gonna pick up then 4 seed beads, and then I'm gonna repeat this pattern all the way down until I have got 9 sets. So that's 4 seed beads. Next SuperDuo after that, then 4 seed beads, then a SuperDuo, then four seed beads and the SuperDuo. sort of stringing them along. I'm going to take it down, and I always kind of like to keep picking up the beads, but sort of just stop there and double check it just for a sec that have I got the right amount, because the amount of times I did is so easily done that you're picking up the seed beads and one just sort of jumps off your needle, and then when you look back sometimes you counted like 50-60 beads and it's and you're missing one, so then you have to take them all off and put them back on. Mina's saying, I'm just starting to make the SuperDuo bauble kits. We were talking about bauble kits today. I really need to, I'm going to do a star one soon. I really need to work on them and get them back and do some more. I really can't wait. 6, 7, 8, one more set. I always get so excited for Christmas. I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and it's not because of the presents. It's partially because of the food, the nice food. We get to eat all sorts of nice food, but mainly it is because we get to do all sorts of different decorations and just really, you know, just it's a very making the most out of all the holidays is the one where you will be making more bits and pieces. Right, okay, so I added my sets on. Now I'm going to go all around these again. So I'm going to start from the tail and I'm going to go all around my beads. Now you could knot your tail and working thread together, but you do know I don't like to do that, because if the knot seeps into one of the beads, then you won't be able to go through that bead anymore. So usually I rather sort of go around and even a couple of times, not just once, to have that solid base. But you can knot your working thread and just checking the SuperDuo, yes, working thread and your tail together if you like. I left the bobbin on just in case, for any reason, if I need more thread later on. Right, so I'm all the way around. I just buy my tail, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull the bit too tight. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go through the next 4 seeds and the SuperDuo to be in position to kind of sort of turn around and start adding the rest of these. So this is all we got so far. We got sort of the back the back covered. Now I need to turn around, and I'm going to turn around. I could actually maybe go to a couple more sections to have a more firmer base, just to make sure this is nice and tight. I love sort of going around existing thread paths even if after I made bracelets, just to sort of strengthen them. Right, okay, so I'm well away from my tail now. I am just coming out of a SuperDuo bead, so I'm going to turn around in this bead. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you. So I'm going to turn around in this bead. So I'm coming out of one hole, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to come back on the same SuperDuo but through the free hole, the one I haven't been through yet, and just pull my thread through. So I turned my direction and I am now sort of stepped up in that SuperDuo. So for the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start adding in the larger pearl and another SuperDuo in my pattern. So just picking up one larger pearl, one SuperDuo, and coming through the free hole on the next SuperDuo. So I'm just going to let these, just to fill that gap, and I'm going to go all the way around doing this. So one large pearl, one SuperDuo, and go through the next free hole. It works when you don't get a knot on your pearl straight away. There we go. We just pull it back a little bit. Have we still got that knot? Sometimes the thread can get a little bit twisted. There we go. So I'm gonna go again. Just straighten my thread out. Good evening, Debbie. Nice to see you here, lovey. Right, so large pearl, SuperDuo, going through the next one. I'm gonna do this all the way around. There's two sizes of pearls in there, and that's why I'm kind of saying I'm picking up the large pearl. And I'm chasing this pearl on my mat, and it's rolling away. Come on. There we go. I am going to use U pearl. So going to the next, and we are about halfway around. Sometimes it's depending on how these pearls get coated. So the glass beads underneath the pearl coating, they are just glass beads, and they add them on strings and they coat them. They paint them all sorts of different colors, and it could be either a white bead or a black bead underneath it. But sometimes what happens, that little sort of coating goes over the hole, and then it's a bit harder to pick it up. You kind of have to poke at it to be able to pick it up. So going around. Straightening the thread out. I think I looped it around itself. There we go. Let me know if you've done this pendant before. We did it some time back. I can't remember when. We did so many projects with so many different things that sometimes I'm like, have we done this? Have we not done this? Or did I just want to do this? All right, there we go. So I am just adding the last pearl on here. So I'm all the way around. And the last SuperDuo. So I'm going to come through the next SuperDuo, which was my first SuperDuo, to fill in all the gaps. There we go. So if you wanted to, you could go run around this row one more time all the way to kind of strengthen this row as well. However, if you're happy with your tension, then you just want to go to the next pearl and SuperDuo, so you're able to turn back. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm coming out of that SuperDuo just there. This is one of the new ones we just added in, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to turn back in the same SuperDuo. So the next step, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be picking up seed beads and start to fill sort of the gaps and pull these SuperDuos kind of sort of up as we go along. So what I need to do is to add seed beads in here. So as I'm coming out of that SuperDuo there, I'm just going to pick up 5 seed beads and I'm going to go into the next SuperDuo, the free hole on there. And I want to make sure that this, as I'm going around, it's kind of going to keep to one side. So I don't want them to flip flap from front to back. So I'm just picking up 5 seed beads and going through the next free hole. And going through the next free hole. And I'm going to do this all the way around. And this is what I really love about patterns like this, because you have got steps to it, but once you start a step, you kind of need to do all the way around. So just repeating one step 9 times, and then you start to do the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the next one. Jenny's saying not done this one before. The SuperDuos are lovely because they are binding our pattern together so well. I love two-hole beads. I really do. They're so nice to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then going through that free hole there, and I'm just pulling it tight all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are PDF comes with the kit, and every kit makes a nice, really nice pendant. I love these crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and going through the very last one. There we go. So before I go in and start to add more beads into it, now I do like to sort of go past a little bit on my row. So I'm just going to go through the next couple of sections so I can pull this tighter, because every single time you pull it tighter as you go through, you can pull your circle tighter. Then I'm ready to add the cabochon in there. So just at this point, so just pop in there. There we go. And sort of the SuperDuos will hold it in there, but they're still very movable, so you can still come out at this stage until we finish the front. So to do the next step is all I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and I want to come out of the middle of those 5 seed beads. So I want to come out of the 3rd seed beads on my pattern there. And from here, I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, one of the small pearls in the kit, and another seed bead. And then I'm just going to jump from the middle seed bead from this section to the middle seed bead on this section, on the next section. I'm going to pull this up nice and tight. Then 1 seed, 1 pearl, 1 seed, and do the same thing all over, all around. So I'm repeating it 8 more times because there is 9 sections. I'm just going to run around, adding these in, and these will secure the crystal in there, will hold it nicely in. Just pulling it back a little bit so I get rid of that knot. There we go. I'm almost all the way around. Well, halfway around so far. 1 seed, 1 small pearl, 1 seed, and going into the next middle section. Come on, thread. I'm pulling it nice and tight. Now, different size of cabochons would be different. You could do very similar pattern, but would be different bead count. This one is being made for this project. So 1 pearl, 1 seed, 1 pearl. 1 seed, 1 pearl, 1 seed. And just keep coming through those middle seed beads. And 1 pearl, 1 seed, 1 pearl, 1 seed. And just coming through that one. Pulling it tight, and I'm adding in the last one. Seed, pearl, seed. I'm gonna go through very first third seed bead we come out of. There we go. So that will secure our pendant in. Now the next step is to add a to add a bail on the top of it. Now there's many different ways you can add bails. When I designed this, I kind of liked the pearls themselves to be kind of sort of coming over the top and make the bail more decorative as well, not just the pendant itself, because often we make a beautiful pendant and encase it with beads, but the bail we do quite simple, and I think sometimes the bail can be the part of the design as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to add this loop here at the back to kind of sort of start us off, so we have something to anchor into. So I'm going to weave my thread. I'm going to weave my thread in sort of towards the side, and I want to come out of an 8mm pearl. So if I have to turn around in one of the SuperDuos there, I just do that. And then I'm going to turn my pendant over and come through the next SuperDuo and pearl. So I'm coming out of a pearl. Now it doesn't matter where you do the bail, because if you hold on to the side of your sort of pendant, you can like kind of sort of move the stone around it later on. So I'm coming out of this pearl, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick up one, two, three, four, five, 6 seed beads, and the pearl, and another 6 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as I'm coming out of this pearl here, I'm going to step back 2 pearls, and I'm just want to come through this one. So these seed beads and that single pearl just kind of gonna go to the back of the pendant and just gonna sit there, because you're gonna need to be able to sort of have something at the back and have something at the front as well, what we're gonna hook into. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick up 1 seed and 1 pearl and 1 seed, and I'm gonna go through the next pearl. So at the back I got something to hook into, and at the front I got something to hook into at the end as well, and I'm just going to leave that there, pull it through. I'm going to go into these seed beads, and I want to come out of the pearl in the middle. So I just sort of looped around myself. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up 2 pearls. 1, 2, and I'm going to come through that pearl from the other side one more time. So these 2 new pearls just gonna sit on top and just gonna hug that pearl just like that. So I'm gonna go into and do a little bit of a herringbone stitch here. I'm gonna come through that pearl. I'm gonna pick up 2 more pearls. They're rolling away. 1, 2. Come on, 1. I picked up 2, and as I lifted my needle, they both slid up. So I'm going to come down. I'm going up on one side. I'm going to come down on the other side from the pearl. Just add it. Pull these up nice and tight. And I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead here, and then go up both of the pearls on the left hand side. You might have to stitch it, sort of go through a couple, pull it through a couple of times. I just went through the bottom one, and I'm gonna go through that top one, and I'm gonna repeat this a few times. So 2 pearls, coming down on one side, I'm just going to hold onto the pearls. There we go, so they don't get sort of twisted. Picking up a seed bead and then going up. The reason we're picking up this seed bead here in the middle is because we want to hide our thread path. If we didn't pick up a seed bead there, then we would see the thread path in between the pearls. Like as you can see it behind as well. We would see it at the front. So to mask our thread path, we're adding a seed bead on the top there, and it's kind of just work like a little decoration on the two pearls. 1, 2 pearls coming down on one side, picking up a seed bead, and then going back up on the other side. 1, 2. There we go, just making sure it's nice and tight. And then I'm gonna do now, depending on how big do you want this little bell, it could be a little bit bigger or it could be smaller, depending on what sort of necklaces you want to use the pendant with. If you just want to use it with a smaller chain, then you could get away with just a few of these. I'm just looking at the samples here, if any of them's got sort of anything bigger, because as you can see there comes like quite a big bale. I think this one might be a little bit smaller. So depending on, you know, how many you want, 7, 8, 9, 10 pearls you want to have on there, so you can comfortably bring something through it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th. I'm gonna add one more. So when you are ready, I'm gonna add one more and then we'll join them together. So just coming through that. So the last time I'm repeating 2 pearls, going down on the left hand side here, picking up a seed bead, going up on the right, and I'm ready to join the front with the back. So what I'm going to do there is, as I'm coming out of this pearl, I'm going to go ahead and fold this on itself. So remember we added this single pearl here, so I'm going to fold this on itself, and I'm on the right hand side of the pearls here. So I want to go from right to left. I want to go through this pearl right to left at the front. I'm just going to turn it, and then I'm going to go up. I turned it around, so it would have been the left, but it's going up on the right now because I turned it around. I'm going to add a single seed bead in here. I'm going to go down again. There we go. I'm just going to pull this back up tight. I'm going to go through that pearl again. There we go. And you can add a single seed bead right down here as well. However, if I just add the single seed bead sort on one side of the pearl to the other side, the seed bead will slit from front to back. So I'm going to kind of turn around. So I'm going to go up in one pearl. Let's go through that seed bead as well. I'm going to come down through one pearl. I'm not going to go into the single pearl. I'm going to pick up my seed bead now. Then this is just looped around there. There we go. I'm going to pick up a single seed bead, then go up on the other side. And all is left to do is to work your threads off. I just like to do it by following any thread path I have. Sorry, it's a bit out of the shot. Any thread path I have, I just sort of like going through it over and over again, just to sort of strengthen it, run around the outside, run around the back again if you want to. But once your pendant is sort of made, if you hold on to the sides, you can still kind of very slowly twist the stone inside it, so it will sit the way you want to sit it. So don't sort of panic too much if you added the bell on the wrong side. And now you can see my fingerprint on the front of it. So I love these, I really do. Very easy, quick make. In half an hour you can have a beautiful pendant. All the, let me just zoom out of this one, all the kits come with the crystal cabochon itself, the pearls, the seed beads, everything you need to make that pendant. I love, there's so many different colors. You could have a color for every day of the week, and every this is the one we just made, every clothes in the wardrobe could have a different pendant. I love it. There we go. So do check out on the website. They are $6.99 to make a beautiful pendant, and as I said, it doesn't take too long, and all you need is either a beaded chain or just a chain to go with it. Right, thank you very much for watching me. I'm gonna go and have something to eat quickly because I'm in the bead club this evening from 7. We're doing, oh, I'm going to the wrong camera. We're doing African helix. It's a beautiful, beautiful stitch in there tonight. Right, thank you so much for watching me, everybody. I'm back next week as well. What we're doing? Doing a bracelet, I think. Yes, doing a bracelet on Wednesday morning. I'm just like, what week is it? Like, thankfully, the kids are back to school next week, so we can get back to normality. But thank you so much for watching me. Everybody have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye, bye.